Here comes the home team. And they've got a bloke playing for the second time today, don't they? Reece Martin played in the New South Wales Cup in the curtain raiser today. He's in the number 12 jumper this time around, but he played, I reckon, about 3.86 seconds earlier.
Absolute super sub, wasn't he? Got qualified for the Intrust Super Premiership.
Have a look at those semi-finals. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this was earlier. In the number 16 jumper, he came out, they kicked off, and just watch where he goes. I'm heading off for an interchange, and that's why it's somewhere around the 3.8 second mark for Reece Martin. So he didn't exert himself. He's right to go in first.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. There should be some sort of regulation, 10 minutes at least to qualify.
Yeah, you should have to play a little bit.
It's good theatre and well captured by the Fox Sports staff earlier today. Fantastic player as well, Reece Martin. Goal kicking outstanding, and can Fusatua get going again in that race to be the top try scorer? 3 behind Holmes. 2 away from being the fastest Warrior to 50 tries for the club. Away we go in our Sunday afternoon doubleheader on Fox League. Warriors will start with the ball. And met solidly by Clemmer and company was Ignatius Parsi. Luke scheming immediately. Worrying signs for the Dogs. Nearly opened up on the second play. Lachlan Lewis affecting the tackle. Back in the lineup after missing last week for personal reasons. Now Mannering on track to play his 300th game in the final round of this season. A home game against the Raiders. Now Tuivasa-Sheck up the middle. He was looming like a middle forward, wasn't he? Not a fullback. Big unit. The Warriors captain. Now Johnson to kick. Safe set from the Warriors. Tidied up by Hopewadi.
Twice in that set, the Bulldogs had 1 marker. First 2 tackles, which is not ideal. The concentration there from the Bulldogs, he'd fix that up. Otherwise, Isaac Luke, he'll just get out there all day.
Well, the other thing too, you got against the Warriors, you've got to put them on the ground at least twice in that set of 6 tackles. They're allowed to stand in the tackle. If you put them on the ground, it takes their time to get up off the ground. So I reckon that'd be one of the things that the Bulldogs would have worked on all week.
And the Warriors would have worked on closing down the post-contact run meters for David Clemmer. They did well on that occasion. Now it's Tolman's turn. I was wondering why your eyes were lighting up, Danny Badiris, but that 1 marker there. The former hooker getting excited about what Isaac Luke might be able to do today as Lewis goes long, hangs in the air a long time. You don't want to kick to this man too often, do you? Now Marlowe can bring it back with interest. 212 metres last week for him against the Knights. Solomon Akata. Frawley out there as a starting half in the number 20 jumper. Marshall King dropping back to the bench. Another hit up from the left winger. Now Johnson wants his team to play instinctive footy. Trust what they see. Adam Blair is a big presence out there on a right edge, playing as a second rower for the first time in 4 years last week. And up with a try. Well, Carter heading towards the touchline, and the Dogs scrambled well defensively.
They do it so well, the Morris boys, don't they? And this time it was Josh Morris. Carter just didn't try to cut back in field. They got him on the outside here. Just watch how he comes in and joins the tackle. It's a wonderful tackle too. Holland involved. They drive him in the touch. That's a bad error there from the Warriors. Started pretty well with ease, making yards up the middle of the ruck. And they're forced in the touch. Good tackle from Holland.
Down on the sideline for us, Brett Kamali. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Obviously, the conditions down here are very, very nice to play football in. So let's hope there's a lot of attacking options today and a lot of football being passed. There's a little wind behind the New Zealand Warriors, so look for that to be a kicking game. And I think Lachlan Lewis, gentlemen, the fact he comes back into the side, he's been really good for the Dogs. You'll certainly inspire him today.
Elliott shoved backwards by Johnson and company. Here's Clemmer having another go, and this time he does get those metres after contact. Takes Carter to come in low to stop him. Now the penalty for the slow play of the ball. Allowed to take the quick tap, and they clocked off on Leisha. Wow, they're going to pull it back.
No worries, mate.
Maybe a teammate being in front of him, or not taking it from the correct spot.
He's saying that one of his teammates was in front of him, but if that's the case, let's just turn the ball over. Now, have some concentration, some ownership. It should probably be the Warriors' ball. That would be nice, but anyway, that's the way. One of his players in front of him.
I mean, one of the great things about our game is how it's always in motion and how we speed the game up. Yet we call back for that, for a player not behind another player, that they take the quick tap. What involvement is he going to have?
Yep.
None, zero, duck egg.
It's got to be that, though, Clock. Got to get him on side.
They've got a big, deep line to the left if they want to go through the hands early, but Clemmer will take them on up the middle. Mannering preventing any offload. Alicia comes back the other way via Frawley onto Jackson. Hung up in the air for Remus Smith. Young player getting plenty of plaudits. Son of Tyron, who played his final game for the Warriors 20 years ago this weekend. Had one season with the Auckland Warriors, did Dad Tyron. Teammate of Stephen Kearney back then. Now Frawley through the dummy and nearly got through. What's their play on the last? They go to Lewis. Time stands still when he gets it. Hangs it up for Smith, and now Marlo took off from inside the field of play, and they're going to drag him back. Tuivasa-Sheck tried to strip his teammate, and they say, you can't do that. Now, Roger, look, let's bring it back for the dropout.
Now watch the effort here from Josh Jackson. This is why he's one of the top players in the NRL. They get the football up top. Watch him just get engaged in this tackle now. And he holds Mamalo up and then drives him back into the in-goal area with a little bit of a hand from Holland. But that's why little things like that people love playing with this bloke.
It's a great show of strength, wasn't it, to hold him up. Just balance him. Holland can come in and join the tackle, but two strong humans going at it there. But hasn't he got an eternity to kick the ball, Lewis, hasn't he? For some reason, his technique is different. It just feels so long. They're going shorty, the Warriors.
As they often do. Holland gets there. Man taken out, though. It's a penalty to the Warriors, so it causes heartache for opposition teams, doesn't it, that short dropout? And the Warriors do it better than anyone right now.
Well, they do it effectively, don't they? It's a big part of their game. It's why, wouldn't you? It's a 50-50. And now you cannot run anyone off the ball, as you do desperate times when you know that ball's coming short. Secure it. It's a big play, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, especially after the Dogs had done all the hard work and forced them into a line dropout. They give away a penalty, just turns it straight away now.
Here's Gavitt. Made his NRL debut as a Bulldog back in 2012. James Gavitt. Now getting consistent footy with the Warriors. Johnson. Again, it's Lewis. Textbook tackle on his opposing half. Now Blair. Real spring in his step playing as a second rower. Again. Now Blake Green. This way and that to link with Tuivasa-Sheck, who thought about the offload. Johnson. Blair again. Gets the ball free. Oh, wonderful. To link with Johnson. No foot in touch. They keep it alive. Razzle-dazzle footy being played. Now Parsi. On to Luke. Look out, Isaac. Gets the kick away in time. And it's going to sail long. Well, they tried to improvise. 7 tackle set, though.
Oh, look at the effort from none other than Brett Morris. Seen just chasing across. He's going back out to his wing now, but he put Isaac Luke under all sorts of pressure. Look at his ball from Blair. To Johnson. That's the way we love watching the Warriors, don't we? There's that effort from Brett Morris.
Well, here's an error too. And he's had a good start to the game. I think it's Holland that comes away with the loose ball. Defensively, he's been sound, but comes away with a mistake. You'll see what the Warriors have got now. They're about 25 metres out.
Oh, boy. What about that? 7 tackle set. You tap it and pass it a metre forward. Hopewadi can have no complaints.
Don't forget you're attacking the line of the New Zealand Warriors. That said a minute ago with that repeat set that the Warriors got back. So
can your mind be transported to post-season already in this round for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, it was very tired past 9 minutes in, wasn't it? from Will Hobawati.
Tuivasa-Sheck looking to make the most of it. Roger, he could just about reach out. That was an important wrap-up of the ball by Frawley. Now Green, centre field for Parsi. Rocked over the top by Elliott. The Bulldogs gifting the Warriors a big opportunity here. Green, he's looking dangerous, isn't he? Holding the ball out in front of him, keeping the defence in two minds. Now Luke wasn't ready for it. Papali'i still going, keeps the legs driving. They've got to hold him up. And the Bulldogs achieve that. They'll be asked to retreat 10.
Yeah, they've got to be careful here, the Bulldogs, just with their edge defence. They're coming up and just stopping and not coming up and going too far into the line, jamming. They need to go a little bit harder at the Warriors because they've got too many players, too much ability to beat them with speed.
Green. Johnson floats one over the top. Cleverly batted on by Beale out towards Fusatua. They like to attack out to his side, don't they, with that try-scoring record of his. Comes back infield, though, and sets them up on the last. Green stabbing one. Played at by the Dogs. It's another fresh set for the visitors. They'll do well to hold on here. They're up quickly, the Dogs defensively. Tuivasa-Sheck keeps it alive. Johnson. Sean Johnson. Inside ball. The Bulldogs crack. And Beale scores the first try of the game. It had to come for the Warriors with all that ball.
Yeah, back-to-back sets. Beautiful play from Johnson. Just the way he's getting across the field, squaring up, making players chase him. This is 6 to go from Blake Green. Hits legs of Frawley, deemed to be played at. Just have a look at this. Tuivasa-Sheck the feet, the left foot of him, bang. Out the back of the hand to Sean Johnson. Skipping, squaring blokes up, making Lachlan Lewis chase him. And Beale, great start.
Well, it's a great start from Sean Johnson. You know they're on when he was running the football. He's already had 3 runs in this game. The ability to skip on the outside of players with pace. He skips on the outside of Lewis there. And Beale read it pretty well. He over-chased then, Lewis. You can see there, the gap back on the inside. They didn't close the gate. Too much pressure. And the Warriors score the first try.
Right now, he's probably one of the most underrated signings in the last off-season, because he missed so much time off the back of an injury from the World Cup. But now he's purring, combining nicely with Fusatua out there. Could be very handy in the finals.
Yeah, he's a big game player, Beale. He's a Kiwi international. Just suits this team, doesn't he? I really like the recruitment they did in the off-season. Adam Blair and himself going across there. They recruited Kiwis and they know the culture and understand it very well.
It's his 3rd try as a Warrior for Jared Beale. Johnson going at 78% this year. Gets it hooking, but slides it inside. It's a blustery afternoon, Brett Kamali.
Yeah, it sure is, and obviously that wind is way behind the Warriors team. And just, you talk about when Sean Johnson arrives with spark in his feet, well, that's what the Warriors look forward to. And Danny Badirius, you just mentioned about the Dogs' defensive line. They move forward, then they stop, and then they start sliding backwards. So that creates space for Sean Johnson to run into, and also Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Just watch the late footwork from him when he gets close to the defensive line. He is so hard to tackle.
Kiwi team got the job done last night at this venue in the Bledisloe Cup. And the Warriors off to a good start, thanks in no small part to the Bulldogs. Gavitt winding up. Clemmer really working that ball-carrying arm over. And Parsi, the former Titan. Simon Mannering. We saw the dressing room shots before the game. Both he and Isaac Luke really patched up, while the rest of them don't have much bandage work on underneath. Those two veterans do.
They are the workhorses, those two.
Made their fair share of tackles in more than 550 first-grade games combined. Luke now goes to Green. It is the last, and Johnson will get the kick away. Morris was back and able to take it on the chest.
I really like the combination of the halves for the Warriors. Razzle-dazzle from Sean Johnson, and Blake Green just sits back, watches the game evolve. I've seen him score some good tries too when they think they're going to go and spread the ball wide. He comes off his right foot. He does it so well. Perfect fit for Johnson.
Good effort from Smith, just try and gain that extra metre and get the quick play of the ball.
Spot on, Speedy. The extras just makes such a big difference.
Leisha, support for him off the bench today with Marshall King back there to give him a chop out in the dummy half roll at some stage. Lewis. Good distance in the kick, has Tuivasa-Sheck backtracking, but there are metres to be gained again for Roger. Maumalo goes through the hands and Fusatua, sitting duck for Martin and Lewis. Not too many metres for David there. Now Maumalo takes them on. So the back three with the first 3 plays on this set. Now Beale, all the outside backs to get them up towards halfway. Now the big men can have a go. Not the best pass that Green was after from Parsi. Now in the last, they're a little out of sync. Johnson has to improvise. Does so to pretty good effect and gets Hopewadi in the corner. And there's not much room to move, and Carter stopped it.
Yeah, they missed the tackle count, didn't they? An outside back set by the look of it. And then Parsi flicked the ball out to Green on the 5th tackle and didn't get in position. And looked a bit rushed to finish that set.
Bulldogs have struggled to score points this year. This will give them an opportunity. Gavin Badger penalising Mannering.
Well, that's the problem there for the Warriors. That's the second penalty they've given away for holding down. Now, trying to slow, obviously, the Bulldogs down. Just give them field position. They just kick up field. They've caught in their own half. They've already given away 1 knock-on, which allowed the Warriors to get their first points on the board. It's got to be a little bit more tidier in defence.
Over a year since these teams last met. 21-14 for the Warriors at Mount Smart, round 16 of last year.
You mentioned it. They've only played 4 times here at ANZ Stadium since 2011.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
And that win over Parramatta this year was their only win since that 2011 grand final at this venue. I'd love to get another one before the finals. They'll hope to be playing some footy here. Elliott goes to Lewis, looking for runners, and Clemmer puts his hand up. Tolman lurking. So was Frawley. Jackson, quick hands to Holland. Steps off the right, goes back to his skipper, keeping it alive here, the Dogs. Leisha looking for the next link in the chain. Well, he jumped over the tackle of Isaac Luke. Now Tolman gets it to Lewis again. He's able to buy time, but not a great finish.
He shanked it. Yeah, there's time, then there's too much time. Well, Lewis knew straight away that he didn't hit that exactly where he wanted to. It's a 7 tackle set, big error.
Bit of frustration taken out in the tackle by the young 5'8". In the infancy of his NRL career, he is the birthday boy today, Lachlan Lewis. 22 today. 7th game in the NRL. Again, Tuivasa-Sheck in amongst the big boys. Papali'i. Frawley and Papali'i locked up there, slowing down that play the ball. Johnson gets it on the outside again for Roger. Big fend on Lewis. Did well to come again and get help from Morris. Johnson has time to go to Green for the kick. Finds the grass. Elects to play at it. There's Remus Smith and there's no getting out.
Well, there's the difference in the kicking game. They're allowed to find grass. Every time the Bulldogs are kicked downfield, great positional play from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's right under the ball on the full. Just a little dab over the top there to find the grass. Beautifully weighted.
It was a nice kick set up, wasn't it? Had the option to run it there and always comes up with the right play. There's Green. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, what a luxury having him just floating around the middle from a forwards point of view. Just takes so much pressure off you, gets a quick play of the ball, and then you can get on the back of that one.
What about when you're a little bit tired in the 30th minute and he starts running at you like that? Not good.
Oh, Malmalo clocks off. Gets clean bowled by Lachlan Lewis. We are seeing some strange things this afternoon, and the Dogs will get the ball back from their own version of the dropout that can create panic.
Oh, your halves are talking to your forwards, aren't they? Going, this is what we're going to set up for this play. This is what we're going to do here. Get the set all sorted. And then a kick comes out like this, where you'd think would be just elementary to get it from Mamalo. But it bounced hard. It was a dog of a bounce to the left.
Looks like he was hoping the ball would come to him instead of bracing for what might happen. It is a bouncing ball of an oval shape. You never know what it's going to do. So the missed kick from Lachlan Lewis comes up trumps. Clemmer running up the smaller man.
Well, it's been a good start from the Bulldogs. 6 from 7 they've completed, but they don't throw anything at you. They might now after they've got that penalty on the halfway line.
They struggled last week. Remus Smith was the only try scorer against the Seagulls.
What's the problem, Danny? The second fewest points in the competition, so...
And you go back to Broncos. They put 36 on the Broncos, so they always need to start fast.
Now it's the worst red zone attack against the second best red zone defence. So we'll see how that plays out this afternoon. They're going to be in the red zone right now.
The Warriors have been consistent with their defence, with the speed of the play of the ball. I like how they'll test the referee, that there's no doubt, but they're consistent at it all game.
Clemmer gives them the opportunity now to go left where they have the depth in attack. They've got the Morris twins waiting out there. They do go that way now. Batted on again by Hopewadi. Morris cutting back inside. And the Warriors again get bodies in the road. Keeps it alive though for Martin. Stopped by Blair and company. Opening 20 minutes gone, and Tolman gives them a settler. Now they've got depth to the right-hand side. Lewis. Oh, great ball, reaching out. Adam Elliott does score. And the Dogs will be level in a moment. And he is inspired. He's got the crazy eyes going on.
Yeah, he's one for the kennel, isn't he? He's a great player, Elliott. Re-signed here for another 3 years. Someone they're building their future around, but watch the way he hits this line. So you see Josh Jackson out there hitting this sort of line, but just see Papa Lee takes his eyes off him. Strength just too strong to get over there from Elliott.
Well, you know what you're going to get every week off Elliott, don't you? Wholehearted performance. That was a great hole run that time. A beautiful sleight of hand there from Marshall King. The soft hands. Tavasha Sheck arrives just a little bit too late. They slam the footy down. It's a good try to Adam Elliott.
Yeah, the pass from Lewis, an absolute beauty, wasn't it?
It's a bit of sell there.
Held it up. And
yeah, selling with the eyes, bit of selling deception, and he just does everything so slow, doesn't he, Lewis? Like everything's just ambling and just creates space. It's working for him. Don't change it. So we always try to get our halves to play like other halves and so on, but for him, it's unique. It's great to watch.
Looks like the Bulldogs are going to have a breathe here, are they? They copying the...
They're all gathered in a huddle, but this guy doesn't need to breathe. That's Gary Gare, world famous cameraman, getting a fantastic angle for you.
Give us a wave, Gaz.
Champion.
What about his goal kicking percentage as well, Reece Martin? Oh, wasn't too far away from getting him there, but he is going at around 98% now.
I think it's nearly...
One miss all year, 29 out of 30.
Yeah,
if you're going to kick goals, gentlemen, for the Bulldogs, you've certainly got to be a good goal kicker. Hazem El Masri, Daryl Halligan, some fair strikers there before you. But just there looking at Lachlan Lewis, it's his stats there. 4 kicks, 115 metres. He has so much time, but the one good thing he did on that occasion was he took the ball to the defensive line. I think too often do the Dogs play their shape and forget about running to the line. His 4th try assist, his 7th game. He's been re-signed. He's a part of the future.
Gotta like what he's doing. Oh, Clemmer gets smashed. James Gabbett loves that.
that's rocked the foundations. That's a big body contact.
Wowee. Not many stopped Clemmer in his tracks, but Gabbett did. Whooshka.
Did you like that block?
I loved it. I was hoping they wouldn't pull it up for a shoulder charge. That's a great hit. Good shot. And don't worry, Clemmer will take his number 2 and try and get one back.
Both front rowers got him sweet, didn't they? Both dropping the shoulder in. Was there a tackle being made there, Danny? Here we go. Remus Smith into space. The Dogs trying to go back-to-back, and Tuivasa-Sheck, textbook, chops him down.
No fullback at home here.
And they're struggling to get back on side. Blair with discipline, then slipped, and now the intercept nearly thrown. Knocked on. So the Dogs will maintain possession.
Disappointed for Satua. That was hanging just in the air long enough for him to snatch out. Here's Remus Smith down the right. Nice little ball out the back of the hand from Kieran Holland. Just towed him up, didn't he? Blake Green showed him up, Remus Smith, in his 9th game in the NRL. Yeah, and then Elliott's gone for the Lachlan Lewis pass, the long one. Probably leave that to the halves. Good to see him trying to put that into his skill, into his kit bag, but that was there to be taken from Fusatua.
Well, there'd been a slip in the defensive line from Adam Blair, and that was opening up a hole if they maybe took the line on a little more. Went for width early.
Well, they did a good job to get on the outside of the Warriors, because what they did, they tried a gang tackle after that big hit. Everyone tried to get on board, and they shifted the ball straight away to the right. That was great play from the Bulldogs.
Leisha asking for runners. Elliott gives it to Clemmer. Picked the right man to run at that time. Blake Green in amongst the tall timber. Dragged down just a metre short. What can they cook up this time? Leisha got away from the marker. Oh, Remus Smith! What an effort from the winger, and the Dogs are in front. Who saw that coming 5 minutes ago?
And that is not the first time they've used that play, the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. Nice play from Leach. Probably could have hit Jackson on the first cross. That's a little ruck play they have scored off a few times this year. Jackson went under. Remus Smith just gets through. Mannering will be disappointed with that attempt. But big body Remus Smith, that's his 4th try for the season.
Now, Danny, that's part of being a first grader, effort on effort. Don't forget that he was the man that made the break down the right-hand side. This time he comes back on the inside. He's a powerful fella. He didn't beat some... Well, he beat some good defenders there. He tried to go a little bit high, Simon Mannering. Great strength shown. This kid's got to be a beauty.
A rising star of the competition, Remus Smith. 4th try of the season, as Danny said, in just 9 appearances now. Just 21 years of age. And we talked about Lewis, talked about Remus Smith. It's been a tough season for the Dogs. They've got some youngsters they can start working around.
Well, the brave heart that led the Dogs out. Did you notice when he let him out? The fans that come up and turn up here at ANZ most weeks. I love what they're seeing, because they can hold on to these young guys and rebuild their club and have an effect here this afternoon.
And they've added some grunt recently as well. So Arso Su will be at the kennel next year from the West Tigers. Martin, he knew which way it was going to go with that breeze and started it outside the goalpost. Maintains that wonderful percentage.
There we see there Remy Smith, the guy running back onto the screen, and you just saw there a great line break from him. I think the Dogs, they've got some great outside backs at the moment. They'd love to see the ball get in their hands a little bit more. 72 run metres, 2 line breaks, 1 try. With comes rebuilding of a football club becomes opportunity for young kids and players to put their hand up and say, I want to be a first grader. The club's doing really well about picking the right people, rebuilding, getting the great characters, and today the Dogs have got character.
Oh, getting a little awkward there, but he took it upon himself, Remus Smith. Ahead of Frawley. Gee, the kickoffs are causing dramas, aren't they? Nearly another one. That would have found touch if Remus Smith didn't get involved, maybe. Change made by the Warriors. Jazz Tavunga out there now, getting involved in that tackle, and strong work over the top on Hopewadi. He was part of the grand final winning side last time the Warriors were in the big dance, and last time they played finals footy as a Manly player, Will Hopewadi. Lewis back across his body. Now Marlowe gets there on the first bounce.
When did the game change? The momentum was off that dropout, wasn't it, from Marlowe, and the ball went out. They haven't had much football since, and they're completing at 92% the Bulldogs. As Block said, they're doing really well with the ball.
Fusatua winding up, not too many metres though. He ran into the birthday boy who's playing inspired footy today. Now Tavanga had to reach for it on the back foot a little, but they lead the comp in offloads, and he provides a handy one there for Tuivasa-Sheck.
I think you've got to put a few players in motion when you're playing against the Bulldogs. They're pretty stiff in the middle of the ruck too. If you just try and run over the top of them one out, it won't happen for you.
On the last, Johnson trying to hang it up for Fusatua. Gives him one to climb for perhaps. Well, it was so well placed that they're going to get Morris into touch. What a kick from Johnson.
Perfect kick, wasn't it? There's a challenge there. Morris did really well. He stayed in for the majority of the tackle, but just got rolled out right at the death.
Not easy to do against Brett Morris too. He's such a powerful player. Well, I think he might have lost it a little bit on the way down.
Just gets him out there. The flag goes up. But they just need a bit of ball, didn't they? The New Zealand Warriors get some back-to-back sets now, and Bulldogs a chance to defend and show what they're about on their goal line D.
So tough for the winger there when Fusatua's coming. You can't let it bounce.
Nah.
You got to get down low.
It was a great kick.
Try and stay in the field of play, but Fusatua good enough to get him into touch, and now he gets it onto Johnson. Kapali'i ran into three of them. Mannering. Burns a play, but sets them up. Isaac Luke having a look both ways, goes to Green. Set play drawn up here. They're asking for a knock on, are they? Well, no damage done against Parsi. Laboured right now, looking for a spark. The Warriors in attack. Mannering has another go. Now Green. Flat ball for Papali'i. So they work it to the last again. Green directing traffic. Wow, they give away a penalty on the last.
Ooh. It's their third set in a row.
Yeah, I think it's Frawley there, just laid on a little bit too long. No leeway there for the Bulldogs. They've only missed 4 tackles in this first half so far, so it's been a great defensive effort against a big Warriors pack.
When can they really get that second phase footy going with all their offloads, the Warriors? Here's a chance for Green, taking the line on. Luke, back to Tavanga. Having a go up the middle, but Clemmer and Elliott combined. They were offside, though, in that part of the field.
Wait, on line, fellas.
Last time they had this much ball in the opposition 20, they scored through Beale.
They'll be disappointed, I'm sure, Steve Carney, if they don't come away with some sort of points here. Enough ball to get something happening.
Fresh legs out there too. Bunty Afoa straight into the action after replacing Parsi. Green. Well, let them all go through the line. Really finished off as well. The 5'8" put on his back for a slow play of the ball. Mannering. Johnson. Papali'i gets the offload away and they're over. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck with a spectacular finish, but put it down to the offload from Isaiah Papali'i.
Why would you follow some of these forwards that they do possess, the New Zealand Warriors? Yeah, nice ball out the back here. A nice little set-up play from the Warriors, but Papali'i onto Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who's finishing the year with an absolute flurry. Well,
the whole idea is try and get one-on-one here. Papali'i gets the ball out his left hand, the one-arm offload. There's only one result going to come from that if they're all pushing up around the ball.
Just getting one-on-ones, that's the key, isn't it, Block? You just worry about putting people through holes, but sometimes one-on-one's enough. And then the ability and the strength, the upper body strength to offload. And
if you have a look at Kieran Holland, he got up in front of his own men. And that allows the one-on-one there. He picked it out beautifully. Tuivasa-Sheck won't get an easier one than that.
Just crazy giving away that penalty on the last earlier. Frawley, who then had to try and come up with the one-on-one tackle on Papali'i.
Yeah, to defend New Zealand Warriors, those back-to-back sets, it was going to be difficult.
Well, they've completed 10 from 11, the Warriors. Great start from both sides, really. The handling's been excellent. That's what you get with Arvo footy.
Johnson bringing you back. Wonderful conversion on an afternoon like this, and we're level again. Don't forget, coming up next on your Sunday ticket, the Roosters are in the nation's capital to take on the Raiders. Aren't they playing some wonderful footy? The Sydney Roosters, see whether they can do it in the chill of the nations.
Everything's going along almost smooth at the moment for the Roosters.
We were talking about it a bit earlier, weren't we, Danny, about it's all about timing, making your run at the right time.
Trent Robinson wasn't panicking, was he? But everyone else was on behalf of the Roosters mid-year.
Things can change very quickly. Look down there at Melbourne and Craig Bellamy. A few issues and worries down there.
He's got a birthday tomorrow. 22 tomorrow, Bunty. 22 today, Lachlan Lewis. Tuivasa-Sheck benefiting from another offload and starting to rack up those metres again. He's already 100+, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Yeah. He's in forward, isn't he?
He's a two-man tackle. When he's running at you, the person inside or outside is going to make the tackle.
Wait, easy.
He's a freak of a talent.
See what the offload does? Straight away, quick play the ball off the back of the offload when they get tackled. They win a penalty inside the 10 metres. That time the Bulldogs got off the line a bit early. It's a great attacking opportunity now. He'll take the kick for touch. Green right on the halfway line. Here they come, the Warriors.
And right around on track for their average, 12.7 offloads per game. They've already got 6 late in this first half, and I reckon 4 or 5 have come in the last 10 minutes or so. Now Solomon Akata. Isaac Luke says to Jazz Tavunga, get out of my way. You're not the dummy half just yet. Mannering. Hard man to get down. Green uses Bunty Athar. Plenty of chat out there. The Warriors sensing a big opportunity. Johnson. Good tackle coming in off his wing. Brett Morris to stop big Adam Blair. And now the ball's come loose. Surely. Yep, Gavin Badger tips up his fellow referee. Adam Blair lost that.
Beautiful play, Brett Morris. That's how you defend. As soon as that half goes right into the line, you have to come in jam. Go back out pitches, show a few frames before, but when the half goes right into the line, that's when your time as an outside back is to come up and in. Because if they're good enough to throw the ball over the top of you, so be it.
You know, a lot of times with Blair, it's a loose carry. Always tries to carry that ball in one hand. And the coach might have a little bit of a word to him.
Getting a bit leery out there in the second row, Adam Blair.
Stay there. Wait for an out call. Stay there.
Important for the Dogs to hold on there as well, and they can put it down to Brett Morris. Warriors muscling up, looking to maintain their recent domination of field position. Important little period before half-time. Flat pass for Holland. Gets the quick play of the ball for Leisha. Oh, Eastwood keeps on rolling. Greg Eastwood up towards halfway. Leisha. Oh, Frawley through the dummy and wishes he didn't, because Mannering lined him up and nailed him. He looks for the number, does Matt Frawley. And he's looking a little sore after that one. Oh, Tuivasa-Sheck on a swirly afternoon. Nearly got away from it.
He's looking for that dummy, because he's got a great dummy, hasn't he, Frawley? There'll be no shows. Simon Mannering too experienced for that. Good take from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Swirling, ANZ.
Now Beale. He's sent backwards as well, so it's been some good defence.
I like it when Eastwood comes on. He rattles a few blokes in the middle. Great defender.
Good low shot.
So's Jackson, of course, with his rep experience, gets involved in back-to-back tackles there, but Tavunga kept it alive. Another offload from the Warriors. Beale with some light stepping, but it's been hard yakka to get to here for the Warriors on this set. Green to finish it off. Smith gets across, gets down low. Wonderful take. Thinks about using Hopewadi. Made the right call to hold on. Morris steps around the first would-be tackler.
See the experience from Morris. Referee calling Bunty off. Just went and found him again.
And the Twins, they got a birthday coming up this week.
There's only 2 more games, really, isn't there, for the Twins playing together?
Yep, going to
the Roosters.
Brett going to the Roosters, Josh to the Sharks in 2019. Holland able to keep it alive for Hopewadi. And he turned looking for an offload too, but there was no support for the fullback. What do they draw up on the last? Frawley to kick. Finished off after he got the kick away too. Up they go, knocked on by the Warriors. You're offside, aren't you, Blake Green? But he saw no other option. What's the call going to be? It's a penalty.
What's the penalty for? Offside? Sorry? What's the penalty for? Offside. Sorry?
Of course he's offside.
Yeah, if Gavin Badger says, well, don't go over there and give the penalty where Blake Green picks up the ball. A little bit of uncertainty between the 2 referees. Gavin Badger with all his experience. John Stone just getting coached on the run by Badger.
It did look like you'd say that a Bulldogs hand tapped that back, wouldn't you? But I haven't had a look at the replay. Let's have a look. Tuivasa-Sheck going up.
I thought it was all Roger. Oh, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Josh
Morris tapped it back.
That's what Sean Johnson's saying, Danny. He's saying it came off Josh Morris, so Blake Green's well within his rights. But he saw it real time here that it comes off Tuivasa-Sheck and it's tight.
Gee, it's been a great effort from the Bulldogs if they go in at half-time in front. It's looked all the Warriors when they attack and what they try and put on, but...
Adam.
The Warriors fans are disappointed with the call.
Short.
Tap back from Josh Morris.
If it does even touch a finger, though, and Tuivasa-Sheck during that challenge, then it is a knock-on by him.
Well, they scratch and scrounge for everything, don't they, the Dogs?
Ball's on the tee, though. They're not going to overrule it. And inside the final 2 minutes of the first half, the Dogs say we'll take the 2 to regain the lead. Reece Martin going old school today, playing 2 games of footy. If you can call it that. Less than 5 seconds in the New South Wales Cup. He's going to play all of this game, and he adds 2 more. The Dogs do have that lead late in the first half.
They're certainly the Dogs. Obviously, they are a rebuilding football club, but they've defended great today. They're starting to put all that defence principles in place. They've only missed 5 tackles today. It's really important when you're defending. You work together, you stick together. You hear Denny Badira's talking about, you know, the wrestle and the tackle control. Well, the Dogs have got that in focus. It was something that Caleb Ponga also mentioned yesterday. So these clubs rebuilding, defence is the first thing they fix.
Danny Fualalo off the bench for the Dogs, looking for their 4th half-time lead in a row. They won 2 of those games too, against the West Tigers and that amazing result against the Broncos at this venue on a Thursday night. Decent form, that's why it's hard to believe they're still trying to avoid that wooden spoon.
It's tight down there. 3 teams on 14 points. A differential of 41.
Holland opens them up, busts them right up, and there's support on the inside. Hopewadi has the birthday boy. If he wants to use him, he gifts it to him. Lachlan Lewis, 22 today. And he says to his mate, Will Hopewadi, thanks for the birthday gift.
Oh, blow out the candles. Lockie Lewis, how good. Kieran Holland out here on this right. Hitting the ball at speed. Nice pass from Jackson. And then the fullback, Hopewadi out the middle, and his half partner in Lewis. A nice little play here. Just in scramble defence. Just couldn't get there, the Warriors.
Well, anything good that happened this season has been off Will Hopewadi. Just sniffing around the middle after the break had been made by Holland. Look at this. How casual is this? Lewis just saying, I'll take one back inside and score right under the post. Great effort here from the Dogs. Long-range tries, they don't score many of them.
Even more reason to remember his first try in the NRL. It comes on the day he turned 22. Had the smile going before he dotted down as well. They looked certain to score, but you see players still butchered in that situation, and Hopewadi remained calm.
Yeah, you heard the experienced players of the Bulldogs saying they can't come with us at the moment. They're thinking they're playing a good up-tempo match at the moment, the Dogs, and should be leading here by 8 points going into half-time.
That bonus penalty perhaps gave them the 2-point lead, and then they come up with a converted try off the back of it. A stunning finish to the first half from the Bulldogs, who lead it by 8 at the break. The Warriors not guaranteed to have finals footy just yet.
But the Bulldogs enter the fray very confident, I think, after that first 40. But Remus Smith, 106 metres, the combination with Kieran Holland out here on this right. He's had some sort of start to his career, Remus. He's winning most of his little battles. I love that. He's obviously dominating some really good tries, but the way he gets in his tackles, lands on his front.
He's that real prototype of the new winger, 6'4", I would say that he'd be, or it might be a little bit taller. Very competitive too. He wants the football. That's what I like about him. See him make that break down the right-hand side in the first half, and then doubles up an effort to score the try back on the inside.
He did what Reece Martin did a couple of years ago on debut in the NRL. He'd actually played in the New South Wales Cup the day before and was called up into first grade. Came up with a couple of tries as well, Remus Smith. So the Dogs start with the ball first in the second half after that quite stunning end to this first 40. They got the penalty goal, and then they scored a converted try off the back of that to open up this margin. They lead the head-to-head 20 wins to 14 down the years, and that recent dominance as well, despite a lot of the fixtures between these two being played across the ditch. They've still won 6 of the last 8.
The Dogs used to take one over there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Take the home games over there, Canterbury.
At all kinds of different venues. Look at this run. Brilliant stuff. Now the dummy half by Leisha. So the kick can come inside Warriors territory from Lewis. Had to get it away quickly that time, and good take in the end by Fusatua. Had the arms raised and able to take it safely. Pass to Tuivasa-Sheck, just drifted a little but was safe. And now Maumalo, a familiar pattern for the Warriors, those outside backs. There's Bunty Afon.
They look a lot more dangerous when they find a pass, the Warriors, don't they? You run head on in the NRL straight into an opposition pack one out, you're going to get dished up.
Tavanga, great offload. Knew where Isaac Luke would be. Now Mannering, second phase footy here with one more play up their sleeve after this. Mannering, a dummy half, goes to his half back.
In the middle. Done.
Beale trying to get there. Hopewadi able to defuse it, but good chase. Work it down the short side for Morris, who didn't want to flirt with the touchline. Hopewadi keeps it alive. Trapped in the legs of Tavanga. And it's play on for Leisha and company. Brett Morris able to pick up some bonus metres.
So the dummy half runners starting to find their way through the middle of this Warriors defence. Off quick play the balls. They look tired. It's only the start of the second half for the Warriors. They're struggling to get back.
Good run from Fualalo gave Lewis plenty of time for the kick. Oh, nearly went underneath it, but he's still able to improvise and take it safely overhead.
Let's just say that was unorthodox, but not from Fusatua. The ability, his double-handed overhead take, just does it so easy. You wouldn't say that's easy, but some sort of athlete.
Tuivasa-Sheck again.
That's how he takes most of his takes, isn't it? AFL style, above the head. Must practice a lot doing that sort of stuff.
He might need a bit of cross-training with an AFL coach, though. I don't think it's in the manual for them either. He gets one hand going a bit skew-if. Now, Blair running back on an angle. It's the last again. Kick to come from midfield.
Charge in the middle.
Johnson. Chasers won't get there to put pressure on Hopewadi this time. Able to stay grounded and use Brett Morris. He's got his twin outside him. Morris runs the other way. And the Warriors' chase wasn't great, was it?
Yeah, that's just lapse in concentration, the Warriors, having come out of the sheds.
I'll tell you what, their middle's loose too.
And a lot of people out there will be saying it's so like the Warriors not to be switched on when they need to be. In a game like this with so much on the line. Will they be able to click again in this second 40? That ladder is so bunched, as we saw earlier. Got to keep on winning to close out the season. Give yourself the best chance come September. And little mistake here from the veteran Eastwood.
Bit of footwork from Eastwood. Tried to get down and play that quick. Ball spilled out. I'd like to see little mate Isaac Luke getting out on this set.
Let's check in with Brett Kamali for his halftime report.
Well, gentlemen, the Warriors wouldn't be happy with how they've started the second half, because the whole halftime talk was about let's get lots of energy to start the second half and let's tighten up and defend the middle a lot better, because they thought the Dogs were winning that middle equation. They also thought there was a few calls that went against them at the end of the first half, so certainly keep their heads high. And the Dogs, they spoke about completing sets with great kicks. They want to put pressure on the back five for the Warriors. They said, let's control the back five. We thought Shaq and the two wingers, they made too many metres, so stop them. They said stay in the arm wrestle, because that's why they were able to score the late tries at the end of the first half. They think they can break the Warriors in that battle.
20 first half points in the bank. Now Green nearly opened them up. Good one-on-one tackle made by Martin, who does so many things right, but he was wrong on that occasion. Second effort gives away the penalty.
Well, there was a perfect example of it there. Green going to the line. Now, behind him was the halfback in Sean Johnson, just waiting for the next play. He should have pushed up with him there. Could have got him the football, but they win the penalty anyway. Danger signs now for the Dogs, but they've been so good on their goal line. It's only when they get repeats against them that they've struggled a little bit. They've got to hang on here. But they look more enthusiastic than what the Warriors do.
They've been waiting for this opportunity since half-time. Tavunga gets them inside the 20. They've got depth on the left. They like to come to the right, though. Surprising the Dogs a little here. Johnson on to Blair. Couldn't get it out to Fusatua, though. So Johnson does go from right to left via Tavunga. He likes to get those offloads away. The Bulldogs onto that. Leisha kept the ball locked in. Now Arfoa trying to go over under the post. They've got to the last. Green, a little stab in behind. Well-weighted kick, but Hopewani can bring it back out. Oh, he coughed it up, though. Big mistake. Gives the Warriors a fresh set. Johnson shows it to Blair this time. Goes to Fusatua. And Morris wraps him up. Now that set starts after the zero tackle.
Well, this was a problem in the first half when they got repeat sets on their line. See if they can hang on now, the Dogs.
Plenty of support for both teams here at ANZ.
Well, it was beautiful positional play from Will Hopewadi. He set before and he spilt it. I'd like to know how that ball came out. It's been just a solid hit, but Warriors on the attack here.
Winding up, Solomon Akata trying to bowl right through them. Out the back to Mannering. Through the hands, out in front of Johnson. Beale, Fusatua! Gets there around the outside again, and the Warriors strike first. In the second 40, they'll have a look, but he's a wonderful finisher and has try number 17, surely.
Try. Can you just confirm that the player stays inside the touchline?
He seems to put that down pretty easy for Satua. That should be the green light for his 17th try of the season.
Ooh, gets there.
Just the ability to know where that sideline is. Fusatua, he scored many a try this year with his legs in the air.
Well, it shows you how good he is at finishing. That's a try.
We have a decision.
The Morris boys, very good at reading numbers and scrambling so well. As I mentioned, the back-to-back sets That's what hurts the Bulldogs. They can't hang on.
Sustained possession, wasn't it? For the Warriors after that error from Hopewade. Another penalty under the posts.
77th game and his 49th try. It's a wonderful strike rate for that man.
Yeah, Sean Johnson just skipping again. Skipping, bouncing in and out. And you just got to realise he's the indicator. That's where they get their energy from. Just the way he gets in and out of these holes, bouncing. Nice little play. Bill did his job. Fusitu'a, that big right hand. No dramas whatsoever getting that ball down.
Had to feel for it, Mannering, didn't he? But it was a wonderful pass once he got control out in front of Johnson and gave that attack real impetus.
Well, it was man on man there. Did so well, didn't he?
You got to give it up to Bill there as well. Like, he didn't overplay his hand. He just did his part. Went as far as he had to into the line and gave Fusitu'a every chance to do his thing.
It's probably the problem when you're a side like the Warriors. I know you can score plenty of points. Whether you put that much emphasis on defence, they know they can always play catch up or they can score from anywhere on the field. Important kick, this one.
Tries to drive it low into that breeze a little, but wide from Johnson. But they got that repeat ball off Hopowade's mistake. What on earth happened there, Brett Kamali, I wonder?
Yeah, it's interesting how the ball come out, but the fact I want to point out is where are the chasers from the Warriors? It was a kick from Blake Green, as we see there, possibly a little loose carry. The kick from Blake Green, and the Warriors players were 10 metres back, not chasing. So there's certainly no energy here in the Warriors. That try there might spark them. And the right edge for the Warriors, well, that's been where 50% of the tries have come. So that's the edge that they've got to keep going to and got to find some energy, men.
Nothing like points, Nod. Points will spring him back into action, I'm sure.
It was this guy's handiwork, wasn't it?
And nothing like a run like this.
Bunty Afoa, but that strip from Tuivasa-Sheck created the error from Hopewade, didn't it?
Take it back, Bunty. Just back here, Bunty.
Just stole a metre. Did Bunty. Tuivasa-Sheck again putting his hand up. Part of the reason he racks up all those metres in recent times, up over 150 again with half an hour to go. Mannering, desperate to play finals footy one more time in his swan song season. One of just two survivors from that grand final side in 2011, along with Johnson.
He's been a great club man, hasn't he? He's a clean-up merchant. Every side needs one.
Oh, Johnson charged down by Reece Martin. He's able to track it down too. He does a lot of the one percenters for the Dogs.
Well, the further Johnson went into the line there, the spaces became narrow. That's the thing. He went right in there, tried to drive it low. And Martin first to the ball.
Good field position for the Dogs. Didn't play out at Reece Martin, but was able to track it down anyway. A nothing play by the Dogs, which Fualalo tries to finish off. Frawley back on the angle. Came Holland, who exposed the Warriors defensively a couple of times in that first half. They've laboured their way to 25 out for Lewis. Morris is interested, bats it down, the Twins combine! Brent for Josh one more time for the Dogs. Climbing all over Fusitu'a. Rolls reversed if you don't mind.
There you go, bro. How good. Tap back. It's just always brewing. Something's always happening around these two, isn't there? Once again, the unorthodox kick of Lewis, put it on the money. Just the way he got in between them, Brett Morris, able to tap it back. Try assist for Brett onto Josh.
Well, just the ability to chase hard, don't they? And the timing, it was a perfectly pointed kick. Just cleans up the crumbs back on the inside, Josh Morris. I think we're going to be in for one of those afternoons. You score, I score. And that's just brilliant play, understanding between these two. I think it's a shame that they're both leaving the Dogs. No, it's because of the salary cap and so forth, but gee, they've been wonderful players.
And the Warriors, they concede the least tries of any team this season from kicks. That's just the 7th they've conceded. Part of the reason is the likes of Tuivasa-Sheck and Fusitu'a able to diffuse those situations. But Lachlan Lewis, everything just slows down and unnerves opposition, doesn't it? He's got all this time to get the kick away. What's going on?
In any sport, the great players have got time, haven't they? So
you're calling him a great?
No. Plenty of time for that. But he's just got that ability to make things slow down. I just can't believe he hasn't got more pressure. I'm thinking Blair, he's known for it.
The opposition are probably looking at him going, you can't take that much time.
You're just watching.
You can't.
Mesmerised.
He does it week in, week out.
Might be a hypnotist.
Martin, toughest kick for him this afternoon. Oh, bends it back. The big right to lefter. Reece Martin can do no wrong. He's got it on a string.
Bend it like Reece. Look at that, just hung it out right. That's strong, that breeze. From right to left, look at this. Wow. The boomerang. Knows what he's doing, Reece Martin.
That'd be handy on the 13th at Augusta.
Yeah.
Little right to left draw.
We see there, gentlemen, Josh Morris on screen. Becomes the 3rd most capped try scorer for the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. Just behind 159 for Hazem El Masri. He's the best defensive centre still in the competition, I think. And tonight he equals his 58th try here at ANZ Stadium, which actually equals Hazem El Masri. So, been a legend in the club, Josh.
What about that kickoff really holding up on the breeze? Noddy, has it picked up even more in this second half?
Yeah, it has. It's got extremely cold down here too, so the breeze is getting a lot stronger. Probably swirling more. I thought it was behind the Warriors in the first half, but not really here behind the Dogs now.
Afoa tries to make the tackle. That's a good, strong run, though. Back to his feet quickly as well, Fualalo. Now Martin, off the back of that, picks up 10 or 12. Josh Morris traps it with the boot. Lewis again, time stands still. I just can't get near him. And he's the kicking option here on the last. Oh, Mannering finished him off that time. Tuivasa-Sheck with the safe take. Bit of frustration in the way Mannering went through on the young 5'8" there.
Yeah, Blocker was right. They need to have more go for it from the middlemen. It's all good to just save the energy for a defence, but the outside backs are doing a lot of work. Someone needs to create some more energy in there.
Well, they've got some fresh players out there. They just made a double rotation in the forwards. Vaha Pulu getting his first minutes of the afternoon, and Gavitt's back out there as well. Here is another of the former Titans.
I want to see Isaac Luke. That's what creates some energy in there so he can get out. Get him in the game.
Very few metres on that set and a weak kick at the end of it all. So Morris brings it back to the 40.
Well, he's only run twice out of dummy half in this game. That's very unlike Isaac Luke.
One of those was on the opening set. And he found good metres.
When he's in the mood, there's no better player I love watching than Isaac Luke. He's just got a huge effect on the team.
Your hooker bias shining through there, Danny Patiris.
Love what he's about.
Martin takes 4 to stop him. Leisha, dummy half scoot. Oh, Lewis can't quite take it. Knock on completed and play on for Tuivasa-Sheck.
Oh, unlucky for the Dogs. That was beautiful play from Leisha. Just couldn't execute the pass. The way he got out and then bounced off his left foot. The pass was just a little bit behind Lewis.
But even Lewis putting himself in that position to receive the pass.
Great offload there from Gabbard, and here is Isaac Luke running and keeping it alive for Tavanga. Now they're playing Warriors football. Solomon Akata inside the 20. Second phase footy from the Warriors. Frawley. Well, they claimed Carter was holding him in, and Frawley wasn't slowing it down cynically. Tuivasa-Sheck showing it. And Roger picked off one-on-one. The youngster makes the tackle.
Just have a look at them going side to side here, the Warriors.
Tavanga, their space. Should have gone through the hands, perhaps. Papali'i was a 2-on-1 outside him. Now Green. Oh, Gabbett could afford the fumble. Takes on the front rowers. No way through. Still a tackle to go. Johnson. Fusatua, too easy. Fastest Warrior ever to 50 tries. David Fusatua does it in 77 games, and it's game on again.
Oh, let's just watch this all unfold. I know we just give him a wrap, Isaac Luke, but beautiful pass from the number 9 right out the front of Green. Look at that, bang. Makes him move onto it, and a beautiful line from Blair, which sinks Lachlan Lewis. And then just shelling peas for Sean Johnson over this man for his double.
Well, I think the double pump here that got him interested. See that? The dummy first, keep him interested, the pass over the top. What it did was put him in 2 minds to come in. Brett Morris that time with the double pump. Got on the outside of his man again. Fusatua in again. They love that right side, don't they, the Warriors?
As Brett Kamali said, over 50% of their tries are down this right. I've never seen anyone put a ball down like that, Speedy, on its end, holding it on its end.
The fastest to 50 for the Warriors with about 6 games to spare.
It's like a Jaffa in his hand, isn't it? Right?
He's 1 away from Valentine Holmes. It's a fascinating race, isn't it, to be the top try scorer in 2018.
I'm fascinated in this, just the process of just in for 3. That's it. Refocus.
I think we should do it after a try. What do you reckon?
Tuivasa-Sheck just talking him through. One more breath. Goal kicking could be the difference maker this afternoon, couldn't it? Reece Martin is perfect. What can Johnson do on the sideline? Hooked it this time. So they remain 1 converted try in front, the Dogs.
There's Bully, Isaac Luke. Here's his rally. Look who's on the screen. My man. Oh, how good. There he goes. The ability just to get that energy going there. Nice little offload to Tavanga. That's what we need to see more. The Warriors fans need to see more. Just that attack, that potency through the middle.
Kerrod Holland taking his time. Away we go again. Set up beautifully for the last quarter of the game.
Well, they love that strike. If you're near enough, you're good enough when you're playing for the Warriors. And watch them go now with the energy. Bulldogs have got to be right on their defensive game, which they have been pretty good here this afternoon.
Papali'i cutting back inside. 3 strong runs so far off the back of points. Now Tavanga, who really is a difference maker off the bench, that ability to get the offloads going.
He brings it every time. Every match he brings it. He's always a 7 out of 10 player. A really good player, important player for the Warriors.
Luke wrapped up by Martin in the end.
Your man starting the run from dummy half now.
Johnson hangs it up. This will be difficult for the Dogs to take on the full. They're trying to let it bounce in the end. Back to Carter. Pretty good kick from the centre. Left foot kick from Carter was a beauty. And they'll get a try nearly out of it. What were they doing there? Trying to force the pass in their own end goal. They'll have to settle for a repeat set. It could have been a whole lot uglier.
No,
There's a push in the back.
The ball here, and
going back about...
There's no try. So we're going a Bulldogs goal line drop out.
It was Mamalo who pushed one of the Bulldogs in the back. That should have been a penalty to the Bulldogs there.
Let's have a look here, Mamalo.
Look, Bushka. How did they miss that?
And then got a result. Left foot from Carter. Look at this. What happens here? Ball pops out again. No, he's gone.
Gone for the pass.
It's come off Carter. Regathered. Josh Jackson going at the referee there to talk about what's just happened.
Got 10 seconds. Yeah, mate.
Well, Holland wasn't going for the ball. That's why Mamalo thought he was entitled to shove him out of the way. But you guys make a fair point. He's probably entitled to stand his ground and not be pushed in the back. But anyway, the Warriors have it back. They've rotated. Marshall King out there now in the dummy half role for Leisha. Warriors big men might try to run at Marshall King. They do right on cue, and he stands up on that occasion. Second effort, though, trying to slow down Gabbett. Light stepping. Here's this guy again, Tavanga. He'll fancy an offload at the end of it all.
Good run.
Gee, he must be strong. He's only a little fella.
Built low to the ground, isn't he? Strong unit. He's picked up a little problem in that tackle. They're going to be just metres away again here, the Warriors. Can they work it Fusatua's way one more time? Run around play coming. Blake Green. Oh, takes them all on. Inside ball. Adam Blair, 2 tries in 2 weeks.
Held up.
He didn't get it down, Speedy. Oh, no.
Definitely got held up. Yeah. Okay, held up there. This will be last tackle.
He looks like he's going to slam it down with that one hand, which is always getting that ball out in front.
That's young Lewis underneath too there, defensively. He's all over the joint.
He's a wonderful player. Blair didn't want to wait for the bunker. He just wanted to get this final play going.
I don't think he wants to look at that replay.
Johnson trying to do it all on his own. It's a wonderful kick from the halfback and another repeat set. He's got a problem though. Sean Johnson is down.
That lower leg.
Grimacing.
Yeah, that lower leg he had some troubles with this season. If it's okay.
There's the try saver from Lewis, and now, oh, that's where Johnson picks up his concern.
Hopefully it's just the boot sprigs of Lewis. Clipped his ankle.
Did he then roll the ankle as he was trodden on?
Just doing a test there for some strength.
Well, they need him. He's got to play on here. Behind by 6 points.
Don't forget, after this block at the Roosters, and they keep their roll going against the Raiders at GIO Stadium. He's going to try and run this one off. Let's hope it's not the dreaded metatarsal, because he can miss a lot of weeks with that. Just a clash of boots, wasn't it?
Yeah, just caught him, just caught him there. A big set for the Warriors.
Decent drop out here. Can he find touch with it? Lachlan Lewis. They'll have to settle for a gain of nigh on 70 metres. First tackle to be made on halfway. I think he's doing some wonderful things with his kicking game. Lachlan Lewis. Now Pulu. Popped it out the back successfully for Tavanga. 10 metres off the back of that offload. Oh, then the mistake comes for Tavanga, and look at the celebration from Clemmer. Knows how big that is for his team after all those repeat sets.
Just a little bit of confidence it gives you if you're a middleman and you see your half with a big kick like that. 60-metre line dropout. Gives you a little bit more confidence, a little bit more energy in the middle just to do things.
Well, he just
to help your team.
He just got squashed over the top there by Clemmer. Felt like a small building landed on it.
It's clever, isn't he? He kept the hands out of it. He just went with the body. Here's what happens to Johnson. Just watch his feet here and the way Lewis goes through. There we go. Oh, that can do some damage, kind of getting stuck in the grass. He's involved in that tackle, though, and looks to be moving okay now. Just the shock of it all, hopefully, initially. Marshall King, here's the dummy half as the Dogs finally get that ball back. Martin came out the other side briefly. Still got that cushion. Clemmer. That's the big high stepping going. Frawley, they work it down that short side for Jackson. Remus Smith back on the angle, had the arm free, no one there to pass to. What's their play on the last? They go back to Frawley. Not play, that's the call. It's okay for Carter to tidy up, so not the finish the Dogs were after on that set.
It was building nicely for the Dogs, wasn't it? They just need to get that kick in. Get down the other end and they'll get well and surely back on top.
It was the wrong sort of kick, really, wasn't it? It was a grubber kick that far out. Should have just dabbed it in the corner.
He was on his wrong side. He's a left footer, and they went to him down a short side. Just didn't get it on, work it out the right way on the final play. Tavanga forces the offload. Pulu from a standing start, another offload. They're well up on their average right now up to 14 or so in the offload category. Blair keeps it alive for Johnson. Beale spotted a little gap that closed just as quickly. Johnson thinking crossfield kick, is he? Still he goes. Still he goes. Johnson evasive as ever to Carter. Produced a handy kick a moment ago. He goes to the fullback and skipper. Tuivasa-Sheck, crossfield. Back on the inside. What about the hands from Blair? Keeps it alive for Mannering. Now Tavanga spots a bit of space but can't get it in the in goal. Hopewadi was tracking from one side to the other and diffuses it.
Well done to the Bulldogs. They held their line. No one came out of the line. That's all they were wanting. The Warriors was someone to come out of the line. Did a really good job there.
He's got great anticipation at the back, Hopewadi. You thought that ball was going to skip away from him. Went to him on the first bounce. They need a few more runs like that too. I bet you that's Adam Elliott again. I can see the hair.
The fans love him, don't they? They were up when he produced that run right when the Dogs needed one.
Well, that's the difference. The Dogs are going straight through the middle of the Warriors. The Warriors are going side to side too much. Trying to go for those offloads, those little flop backs. If they pin their ears back and try and go through the middle of the Dogs, they'll get a result.
Josh, give 10.
Lewis goes high. Surely he takes this one on the chest. Fusatua. Finished off by Marshall King.
Nice shot. It's one part of his game he doesn't struggle. Marshall King is his defence. He puts his body in there.
He is their fresh man as well, after coming on late for Leisha, who played his role. Tuivasa-Sheck in trademark fashion, trying to bust them open. It's that man Elliott who stops him getting away.
Well, that's a penalty.
Yep. Against Lewis.
He was like a dooner then, wasn't he?
Up over 200. Tuivasa-Sheck after 600 plus combined the last 2 weeks. An aggressive touch finder as well. 12 metres out they'll start. Fusatua just taps it and goes, looking for the hat-trick. Big line to the left. Johnson, Mannering, they go through the hands immediately. Tuivasa-Sheck, Holland came up quickly on him. He's thrown the boot away of Roger. That's interesting. Not a lot of sportsmanship shown by Kerrod Holland. That's why you're hearing the boos. They go through the hands to get the boot back to Roger in back play. Now passing. Luke Johnson spins away from one. Still Sean Johnson. There was support on the inside in the shape of Jared Beale. He'll have to play dummy half instead. Crossfield kick from Green. 7 tackle set the other way. Looking for a quick tap as well, Frawley.
Stand up, Bulldogs fans. Very proud of your team here this afternoon. Their goal line defense been great. These players here for the Warriors have got so much skill. And they're throwing a lot at the Bulldogs, but they're just standing firm.
Now they're forcing an offload, and it's worked out. Kerrod Holland's flick out the back allowed Clemmer to pick up a bonus 5 metres or so. Now Brett Morris with a dart out of dummy half. This is a good set so far from the Doggies. Will they be thinking about 1 point if they can get into position with 11 to go and open up that margin? Warriors won by 7 last time these teams met. Elliott goes to Martin. They can set it up with 1 more play if they want to go up the middle. That's where they're headed right now. Do they think about the one?
Where's Lewis?
We've got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the left wing with 1 boot.
Lewis.
Oh, how long has he got?
Hangs it up instead. The hypnotist blocker's calling him. The chase is good. They've got him in goal. No, they say penalty for being tackled mid-air.
Where's my boot? Great work, Roger. Fusitu'a, I think it was, dropped back to the fullback position. Slip on the Nike. Would have felt a little bit awkward for him.
You've got to let him come back down before you start tackling. Finally able to put that boot back on.
Hiku. Come on off the bench for his first taste.
Travaga, so many runs from him off the bench. Into the mid-teens now. He's up over 100 metres. Mannering gets it away in time to Johnson. Go quickly to Papali'i.
Great tackle. Who was that with first up contact? Was that Crawley? Frawley, sorry.
Finished him off. Johnson tries to get it spiralling. Could have gotten awkward for Hopawani. He made it look easy. And they weren't. Back. Is it inside the 10?
Yeah, inside the 10.
Yep.
And look at that time. Just ticking by. You get through this set here.
Here's the earlier one. What do you think of this on the sportsmanship front? Holland winds up with a boot, and rather than give it back to two of us, Check tosses it away. You happy with that?
Fair game, I reckon.
Sportsmanship at its best.
There's no sportsmanship out there, I can tell you.
That left-hand corner of Roger slipped when they kicked the ball to him. I think Kieran Holland
sportsmanship in the middle. There's no sportsmanship in the middle, is there? It's every man for himself.
Oh,
dog
no. Oh, kept in. Here comes Brett Morris. Hits the deck, so they fail to find touch. The Warriors have it back somehow. Put it down to the athleticism of Fusitu'a and a bit of luck thereafter.
To answer your question, Roger should sign it for him because he might be the Dalian medalist this year.
He's right in the mix, isn't he? And he's going to be getting maximum points in recent weeks, the form he's in. Now Marlo, here's Fusitu'a's work. Look at the touchy, keeping an eagle eye on it. How well did he do that? And then centimetres in it as the ball came back inside, and Morris he did toe it, and then was wiped out purely accidentally by Beale. So many nearly moments this afternoon. If they find touch there, they can set up for the one, and it's nearly game over.
Exactly. Just get through that set. It's such an important one.
Luke kicking. Will find grass. Morris able to keep it in the field of play pretty comfortably. So the Twins trying to bring a degree of composure to their Dogs. Oh, Lewis ran into Isaac Luke.
That nearly gave him a haircut.
Still came out the other side and played it relatively quickly.
He's at the catalyst. 7 minutes left. It's a big 7 minutes in the scheme of their season, isn't it, the Warriors? 2 points is vital. There's an error.
No.
Oh, what about the technique from your man, Bully? He is a bully boy on that occasion.
Yeah, to go in the top four, have a home semi-final. Week 1.
I'd love to see that hit again. Give him a short back on sides.
Mistake from Ogden there gives the Warriors field position. That's what they've got coming up, a couple of home games. So if they can get this win on the road with a dramatic late comeback, it'll set them up nicely. As we wait for this scrum to pack, Blocker, you wanted to see the tackle one more time, did you?
Well, I'd like to see it 10 more times. It was beautiful. Have a look at this.
Ask and you shall receive.
Technique, look at that. Short back and sides. There you go, son. Eat some of that.
Now, off the back of that mistake from Ogden, Sean Johnson had no one to go to. Had to just flick it up to Mannering. Still got plenty of tackles here. There have been a couple of draws down the years between these two clubs. In their previous 36 meetings, a couple of draws. Are we headed for Golden Point, perhaps? Johnson, Blair on the angle. Great tackle by that kid again. Lewis. Now Gabbett, tough to stop, and the strength of the big man hold him up, but another penalty defending their own line.
Now, I just want to see how long it takes them to get on with it, the Warriors. They've got the doggies on the rack. Look how long it takes them. Come on, boys, let's go.
I just wanted Gabbett to wind up again. Keeps his feet. Luke to Mannering, run around play again. Johnson at speed, Papali'i trying to crash his way through.
Great defence.
Kerrod, Holland, Frawley, Jackson all involved. The scoop from dummy half from Carter trying to get down low. Centimetres away. Now they've got real depth to go to their favourite side. Johnson, Mannering, now Luke. Blair spots the gap this time. Tough to stop, keeps it alive. Try time for Petahiku. And we are going to be level with less than 5 to go once the extras are at it.
They just spoke about Speedy, all aboard on this right-hand side. They're just all loaded up, weren't they? The nice little short ball to the metre. Here to Blair. Johnson whips it out to Mannering. Isaac Luke, just a nice little cell interception straight through the hole there, which is unfortunate for Lewis, as he's made 22 tackles already today. A nice little ball there from Isaac Luke. Just got Lewis going out a little bit, and Blair, bit of footwork. Now, as we spoke about, holding that ball out in one hand, the ability to offload onto Petahiku.
No, you're right. Just that little right foot step right at the line here. Late footwork here from Blair. And then a couple of jumper grabs there. Lewis, who's tackled well, so well, gets the offload. Petahiku hasn't been on the field that long, just pushing up. You only follow blokes who you think you can get the ball off. And he's one of those sort of guys. Blair gets the footy away. Here we go. Let's do it all together, boys.
Tries in 4 straight games against the Bulldogs for Hiku.
So you're thinking that's the try scorer that controls that?
I think so. Scorer kicks.
Scorer breathes.
Johnson does add 2, and we're all tied up. 3.5 to go.
Well, Adam Blair, gentlemen, was the man that got over the line but wasn't able to get the ball down a previous occasion. On this occasion, he runs a wonderful line. Right edge is the potent edge for the Warriors. He's got that great late offload. And I think if the Warriors are able to win today, it'll come on the back of something that Adam Blair will do in the next 3 minutes or in golden point. And just for the Dogs, in 17 games this year, they've conceded the last try. So Warriors have got plenty to play for. Dogs have got to hang on.
And the Dogs have mucked it up, haven't they? They had the chance to take the 1 point earlier, would be handy right now, and then they failed to find touch, and the Warriors have taken full advantage. Look at all those tackles as well in the opposition 20. 28 to 1 in favour of the Warriors in this second half. Tuivasa-Sheck, can they get into field goal position? The visitors, Sean Johnson won't be hesitating if they get there. Mannering, 35 out from their own line. Parsi. Mannering, another go. His work rate phenomenal today in the twilight of his career.
He's just so tidy, everything. He doesn't make mistakes, Mannering.
38 tackles, 14 runs. Kick hits Hopewadi on the chest, so they've got some impetus to start this set, the Dogs.
Yeah, a big cage kick would have been the option there from Johnson. Kick it high, just landed a couple of knees in front of the try line. Landed straight in the chest of Hopewadi.
Baying for a penalty. Instead, they'll be told to go back a metre. Brett Morris went past the marker to play it initially. Here's Elliott, Locker's man. Nowhere for him to go. Driven back, in fact, at the end of it all. 2 to go in the first game on our KFC Sunday ticket. Canberra against the Roosters right after this one. Lewis gets adventurous. Goes to Josh. Morris gets a fend off going and takes the tackler with him. Will they have a pop from 30 out? Lewis has got time. Lachlan Lewis on his birthday hangs it up. He's got it. Phenomenal. Time stands still when this kid gets the footy, and time stood still as we waited to see whether it would get over the crossbar, and it did. He's a sensational player, this kid.
I was just about to say, I'm serious. What a birthday present if he kicks this. My God. He has got an immortal's name in Lewis in the DNA. Look at that.
The longest time ever for a field goal in ANZ, I reckon. That was in the air for so long.
He's had some sort of afternoon, hasn't he?
Short kick-off. Ball alive. Marshall King has it, and he throws the pass. If they get through the full set, there'll be very little time for the Warriors. Lachlan Lewis, 22 today. First try in the NRL, and first game-winning field goal, it appears.
Well, don't forget, what about that run from Morris as well? Just to get that extra 5 to 10 metres, so important, because it just went over.
Blue time off there as Clemmer picked up a little niggle. What are they thinking at the end of this set, Danny? Touch finder?
Nah, just run into the corner or score
They
try.
might need it. Off a Higgy. Ogden. Manhandling.
Keep possession, just run into the corner. Like soccer.
Clemmer. He's recovered.
He's been unbelievable in the middle here this afternoon. Clemmer, week in and week out.
It is the last. Lewis wants to take control of this. He is looking for touch, and he'll find it. The Warriors have to pack their side of the scrum to freeze the clock. And they do it with 14 to go. So they take some defenders out of play here. What can they draw up to try and go 90?
What have they got? They've got Sean Johnson standing right off the scrum. Roger next to him. So there's some talent there. Some speed to burn. And that Mamalo on the left. Will it be a kick option? Bulldogs will be all over that, I'm sure.
Johnson playing with his eyes up. He is kicking. And they're getting back to defuse it here. Hopewadi can afford to bounce it. The Dogs, they don't fancy that wooden spoon. They're 2 points ahead of both Parramatta and the Cowboys. What a win and what a birthday for Lachlan Lewis. He'll always remember the day he turned 22, the day that he almost single-handedly dented the Warriors' top 4 hopes. The Dogs get it done against the Warriors one more time, the 7th win against them in the last 9 battles, and that kid is the headline maker. Full time at ANZ, the Bulldogs 27, the Warriors 26.